Good morning from San Francisco and Bill Graham's Winterland. For 12 years, it was all coming from here. The music, the politics, the dress, the social events. They were shaping young people all over the world. All of the big groups played here. The Rolling Stones, The Who, Jefferson Airplane, The Grateful Dead, Stevie Wonder. The building has been quiet for a couple of years now, but the memories are now being revived by the Bay Area Music Archives.
Let the midnight fashion shine a light on me. Let the midnight fashion shine a light on me. All right. Let the midnight fashion shine a light on me.
The music, especially of San Francisco, brought a spontaneity to the pop music that had not been there before that since the jazz era. And because of that, I think everyone will always will appreciate the San Francisco music scene. The archives is a chance to put all that together and show to generations from now just what was so great about San Francisco in the 60s, what was so great about it in the 70s, why did people make movies about it and write books about it. We want this stuff to be protected generations from now.
The music and the cultural revolution of the late 60s and early 70s were tightly interwoven. It's impossible to say which force was in the lead, but it all found expression in music, and that's what the archives document. The archives are presently functioning like a library. People can check out books or audio recordings or videotapes detailing the direction of pop music. As soon as a permanent home is found for the collection, it will then open its doors as a museum where posters, T-shirts, artwork, and memorabilia like a Bob Dylan guitar or a control panel from the first light show will be on display. Much of the historical material has been donated from private collections, like Bill Graham's, the legendary concert promoter who ran Winterland and the Fillmores.
From the very beginning, it was just somebody said, Bill, you ought to get a clipping service. And then told someone else, hey, let's put them into scrapbooks. And then they got to be 20 scrapbooks and 30 scrapbooks. And then somebody said, hey, Bill, this is our 40th gig with you. Here's the guitar. Or Janice may have said, this is my first headlining mic or tambourine. And these things are very personal. If I've had it to appreciate all these years, let it be there for somebody else.
It's a long way from being categorized as that weird noise those kids are making to becoming the focal point of a museum. But that's the path rock and roll has carved out for itself.
Lately it occurs to me what a long, strange trip it's been.
That trip is still in progress, so those active in rock and roll point out this will not be a traditional museum.
Taking rock and roll music seriously is exactly the opposite of the intent of the art. Making a Taj Mahal out of Buddy Holly is exactly trying to verify and validate one's own past. I think that's an anti-rock and roll attitude. Learning from the past and being able to inform future generations as to how things were made and how things were done and attitudes is a very important thing. But treating rock and roll as a museum artifact is a very big mistake.
Are you aware that you're now a museum piece?
No, not really. I'm still making memories. I haven't got time to think about what we've already done. That's for about 40 years down the line, maybe. I don't know what validity any museum has other than people who like to go in and get stimulated by the past. That's how you get the future, actually.
What's happening out in the streets? We got radiation. Hey, little business, all the people on me. Radiation.
Just as Kantner is forging ahead with his music, the Bay Area Music Archives will continue to monitor and record the changes in rock and roll, ever mindful that the future, all too quickly, becomes a part of the past.